You got a beard, at least. Hey, we both got beards, so that's good.
There you go.
All right. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another Around 30 Minutes. This is where I take somebody from the collecting world and we get to know them a little better. You know, just a little get to know things, all good stuff. So tonight I got a good friend of mine. I've known him, golly, we've known each other since what, mid 2000s?
Man, at least what is this?
Because when I lived in Benton, that was, golly, 2000, mid 2000, like 2005, 2006. So,
No, I think it's all right. We've known each other for quite a while. I met you when it was my first time setting up at the convention that I actually own and run now.
Yeah.
When I was actually it was my first time setting up selling as a dealer.
Well, I met you at when you had your store, when your first store on the main road, in Benton, the Autobot City store. I met you there. Well, we didn't really.
Did we meet there first, or was it? I thought it was the convention, but maybe it was the store.
I came into your store, and we didn't really hang out at that time, but I came to your store a couple of times and everything, and we met David. David's the one that actually I think introduced us because I had that truck that had the big old Autobot symbol. And he said, why don't you, there's a guy, has a store open and everything. So, we kind of met there. But then, we did start hanging out when you were at the La Quinta.
Yeah, La Quinta Inn down there, downtown Little Rock.
Yep, I started out at the beginning, man, when you had one little room, man. So
tiny little L shape. I was just telling somebody today how how it's grown over the years, where it's gone from 20 to 25 tables to over 100 tables now. Of different kinds of stuff at these events. So you never know what people are going to bring nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm sorry I didn't do an introduction. This is Angry Mike. His actually name is Mike and everything. He runs a podcast called Just Another GI.Joe Show. Once again, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know that I've been doing a lot of these, and I forgot to totally ask you. I thought I had you on. It's been everything I've had. So
no, that's okay. You were saving the best for last, is what it was.
That is true. That is true. But it's not my last one, though. I hope not. It may be, but who knows?
No, just like.
Thank you once again for coming on. This is Mike, everybody. Okay. And like I said, I've known this guy for a long time. He lives, not about 40 minutes from me, give or take.
Yeah, I think you're literally, I was thinking probably 40, 45 minutes away from each other. Yeah.
Exactly. So cool. All right. So what I always ask is, the first thing I ask is, what do you collect?
I collect GI.Joe, Transformers. My bulk of my collection is Transformers. I have a few things, odd ends, like Power Ranger legacy items.
Okay.
I am probably one of the few collectors that actually collect Disney Toy Story toys. I got the ones from the parks when we went there. I do have a few Pops. People kind of ride me for collecting Pops, but I mean, they're kind of a nice little cheap thing to collect. I think me and you talked about that. I think your wife collects them, doesn't she?
Nah, I got her two. I tried to get her to start collecting them, but she didn't catch on. She's not one of those collectors. So I got her two Beauty and the Beast ones.
Smart woman. It's a rabbit hole you don't want to get into.
Well, I bet they've been called the Beanie Babies of collecting. So, I mean, do you think that there's tons of them. I mean, wherever you go into a store, they're always there. I mean, do you think they're going to lose their fire, their lackluster or whatever? Are they going to be lackluster later on? Do you think they're going to still hold their, collecting, potential?
I think they'll have the collecting potential because they just came out and released I think it was like 20 or 30 different 10-inch Pops that are fixing to come out, like different variations of Deadpool, Boba Fett. I mean, it's getting really kind of ridiculous in some aspects of it.
I can say, the Deadpool thing, like they've done that with the Marvel Legends. There's everywhere you go, there's Deadpool, and it's just like that's kind of oversaturated.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff that's oversaturated.
That is true.
But yeah, that's about what I collect. I mean, mainly Transformers, GI.Joe, and then a few things here and there of different stuff. That's about it.
Okay, cool. So, why do you collect? Have you always collected something as a child, up to your teenage years, to your adult life? What makes you collect? Why are you a collector?
Well, of course, just like any of us, we all had, I wouldn't say collect, but we all played with these toys as children. We got them as Christmas or birthday gifts or whatever the case may be. And majority of us probably got out of it when we kind of hit puberty and found girls. I mean, I did it. I got out of playing with toys, and I probably got back into it before, maybe a couple of years before the store opened up.
Mm-hmm.
So I started collecting a little bit. I had like a little collection here and there, not a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But within the last 10 years, I guess, I've kind of just swarmed up with stuff. I have huge cases full of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the last few years, last 8, 9, 10 years, probably 10 years, it probably got really hot and heavy when I started going to BotCon in 2010. So that's about when I started getting into it and getting more collections and stuff of that nature.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So now like I said, you used to own your store and you run a Comic Con, Little Rock Comic Con, and everything. So what got you into wanting to open your store first, and what got you into wanting to actually do a convention type of thing?
Well, the comic book store, which was Autobot City Comics and Toys, I got into that because I always wanted to own a comic book store. At the time and the situation I was in, it presented itself money-wise that I had to open up a bookstore and get an account with Diamond Comics and just go from there. I think you remember, actually, just about majority of the toys I had in there, probably about 95% of them was my personal collection, and I did that just to start a store to get it up and going and running. So I mean, I bit the bullet and sold what I had then and made money on it. And then of course, years have gone by and I've gotten it, a lot of that collection back. But I mean, I just always wanted to own a comic book store is what it was. And I did it for a few, probably.
You did it for a couple years.
Maybe about 3 or 4 years, maybe, I guess. Dad helped run it there towards the end. He actually helped run it for quite a while, and then we found out Dad had cancer, and so there was no sense in making. Of course, Dad enjoyed sitting there watching TV all day, reading comic books for free, so he had no problem doing that.
Exactly.
So I enjoyed the comic store, and then another, just like the comic book store, another opportunity came up to where the people who were running the convention were wanting to get out of it, and they wanted to sell the mail out list. Basically, is what it was. When we used mail out lists, which we don't even do that anymore because it's social media now.
Yeah.
But it was $400 to buy that, and that was it. And I barely got it. Another guy was literally trying to get it at the same time I was. Matter of fact, the guy who ended up running River City Comic Con, he tried to get it before me, and I just happened to get my money in before then. And I didn't know then at the time he was trying to do it until after I bought it. And I got it, and this will be our 11th year now. So I enjoy it. Good. You're only coming because Dakota's going to be there.
That is true. Dakota's a sexy man.
Oh man, that's so mean.
I'll come. Man, I'll come to see you too, man. I'm coming to see you. I'm coming Friday night, hopefully, and I'm gonna hang out with all y'all, and Saturday night and everything. Hopefully, it's gonna be a good time.
We were hoping you'd come in Friday night.
Yeah, I am. I'll be there Friday, and then I'll come back probably Saturday too, and everything. So, so giving back to the questions. So, who is your favorite character? And why is he or she your favorite character? And it could be GI.Joe or Transformer, whichever one you want to choose.
Oh, gosh. Of course, it's going to be Transformers because, I mean, granted, don't get me wrong, I love GI.Joe, but I mean, my heart's always been, Transformers. It would actually, and this is sad because I was born in the 70s, but I relate a lot more with Beast Wars. And it's a bit Optimus Prime. Don't get me wrong. I grew up watching G1. My mother bought me all kinds of G1 toys. But when Beast Wars came out, it was fresh, it was new, and the biggest thing was that I am a huge time travel, alternate reality buff. I love that kind of stuff. And knowing that Beast Wars where they technically took place in. Of course, you didn't really find that out till really season 2 almost. But it's that's what the aspects of all that, and then of course Beast Machines was a great story. You're time traveling, and yet everything changed.
Yeah.
Because so Primal would have to be because of the monkey bot. I prefer monkey over truck. That's just me.
That's fine. You would make the stasis lock people happy, so that's all that matters,
And that has nothing to do with trying to plug stasis lock meanings. But I honestly, it technically really is because I relate it more with
Beast Wars
versus G1. G1's a good series. Some of them are kind of corny, but what we're talking about, it's the 80s.
I know, but I say as a whole, it's usually corny too. Beast Wars has some corny stuff too. But,
oh God, that's real
and Beast Machines was kind of corny too. With the doing meditation and all that stuff, I was like,
like yoga almost. What
I
is
know.
this?
It's like, come on now. Yeah, but that's cool. All right, as long as it's your favorite character, that's all that matters, man. All right, cool. Good answer. So, you run a podcast called Just Another GIJoe Show.
Go ahead.
Okay. You don't?
No, I was going to say. Well, yeah, there is Just Another GI.Joe show. Dakota's actually had me rebrand myself. He's the one who pushed me to go by Angry Mike. Through the Joe community, it was brought up to a lot of people's attentions to a guy who actually started the persona of Angry Mike. Okay. He said that he was at a convention. They were talking about the podcast, and they said, "Yeah, that angry guy. He's always angry. Blah blah blah." And so he said maybe you should start a show called The Angry Mike Show. I was like, "Sure, I'll do it for fun." And so he sent me the picture that I use on it now, and so I haven't done many episodes of that. That's kind of like a niche kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I've got I have to remember to write stuff down when I'm angry about something. And then secondly, find someone to go on there who'll deal with my BS on it.
Yeah.
And then, so there's Angry Mike. There's Just Another GIJoe Show. I co-host with the guys on Stasis Lock for the time being. Mm-hmm. And I'm also on Cybercast. And I currently took over and will be I've taken over and will start back up Galactic Gumbo next Friday night on my channel, which is the All Geek Talk. So basically, it's not just GI.Joe or Transformers; it's all kinds of nerd stuff.
Pop culture, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, nice, very nice. So, how long have you been doing this, and what got you into doing this?
I've been doing it. Kind of. I've been doing it on my own for a couple of years, but Josh Hollis, G1 Hexatron. That's the host of Cybercast. He invited me to start doing his show, and I really enjoyed it. And then at the time, I looked and I was like, there's a lot of guys who do Transformer podcasts. There's a ton of guys, that do podcasts for Transformers. And I was like, and I looked into it, and I'm like, there's not that many GI Joes, and I know a pretty good portion of GI Joe. So I'm like, I'll dip my foot into GI Joe and see what I can do over there. Now, since I started doing it, some new guys have come out of the woodwork, and there's all kinds of people who started doing podcasts or Facebook Live videos that do nothing but GI Joe since I started doing it. But we're kind of at the point of where, the club's over with, so our literature and our stuff to talk about is fixing to start running out. The only thing we have to talk about is a supposedly movie in 2020 if they don't push it back again. So.
Well, I was going to ask you. I'm sorry. Go on.
No.
I was going to ask you about that, GI.Joe. Do you ever think that we will have another mainline GI.Joe, like a new cartoon or a new, line of toys? Do you think we'll ever see that?
If we do, it will never be like it was before. It will not be the real American hero. They will rebrand GI.Joe and set it in today's times. They will probably build it around stuff that actually happens in today's society. And I'm not one to haystack on certain things, but when you talk about different kinds of things that that a lot of people get upset about. That stuff changes. You know, like people don't like change. People don't like stuff that changes from what we've got we've dealt with the last 20, 30 years. So when you change that character's sexuality or their gender, that's when people get upset. They get upset, but I think that's the way today's times are going. So I can see a lot of that, which has kind of changed a little bit in G.I. Joe, but I can see it still happening. And I don't think they'll be the real American hero. I think it will be some global thing. It won't be what we've known all these years. I think it will totally change because they're like, you know what? It's old. It's over with. We've been dealing with it for 50 years.
That's true. Well, so would you accept that? Would you still want to collect something like that?
It's going to depend on
the fiction.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The fiction story. Excuse me. I don't. I mean, and then of course, I'm a big stickler on style, what it looks like in comics and the toy.
Okay.
And there's a lot of comics. If I can get past the artwork, I can't read that story or that story arc or that comic series at all.
Yeah,
artwork is
appealing. Yeah, it has to be appealing.
Yeah, exactly. So long as the artwork's appealing and the toys are appealing, then yes. Okay. Then of course it has to have a good story.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that helps a lot. I think that's what, like take for the instance, the Prime line. It was such a great cartoon and it has such a great fiction behind it. It made the toys, even though they were really good, I think it stepped it up a little bit to help the toys and sell the toys because the fiction behind it was so good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's cool. And Quentin, he asked, what would you think about mixing G.I. Joe up with Mask? Would you like something like that? I would love that.
I mean, they did it in the comics, and it was good. I enjoyed it. I mean, will we ever see it? I want to. I don't think it'll ever happen because they've already scrapped the whole cinematic universe for Hasbro.
Yeah,
pretty much, and they don't even cross over the comics anymore. They've canceled just about every one of them. So I mean, there's no telling what they're really going to do. I mean. I think the storyline or story arc they did with crossover with Mask and G.I. Joe at that given time was good. I mean, and it's a shame they did away with it, so only time will tell, I guess.
That is true. I would like to see. I mean, I loved G.I. Joe as a kid. I don't collect them anymore. I tried to get back into them with the 25th anniversary stuff and everything, but I got quite a few. I got maybe a bookshelf, one shelf of it and everything. That I'm just like, I'm just not really interested anymore. But I would love to see it come back because it was such a great franchise. And a lot of G.I. Joe collectors. You go to the G.I. Joe conventions and everything. I'm sure there's a lot of people that still want G.I. Joe around.
Oh, absolutely. And some people kind of think that G.I. Joe what maybe could help it or save it to a degree is if they went to a 6-inch line, kind of like the Black Series.
Oh, yeah.
If they were to do that, but they haven't. I was told by someone I can't divulge was that there was supposed to be a 6-inch G.I. Joe for HasCon, which would have been a shared exclusive with San Diego Comic-Con because of the movie Snake Eyes. But because that movie's been pushed back again, I don't think that's going to happen. But people want I mean, are 3 3/4 the way of the future? I don't think so. I think the 6-inch line is because they're more articulation. And I mean, if you gave us a run of 6 inches, I think it'd be great. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
Well, I hope so. There's always a chance, but like you said, time will tell and everything.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. So it's part of the time where I say your last kind of things. Like I tell everybody, I don't want anything bad happen to you. So if you could have one last meal, what would that meal be? Golden Corral, huh? I'm not gonna lie. I ate Golden Corral last night. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty good. I had some fish.
You went to the corral last night?
Heck yeah, I did.
I gotta tell Dakota, this is hilarious.
I cracked my brains out afterwards, but hey, I still loved it, man. I got some fish and shrimp. I got some steak, man. Come on now.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I'd say corral. I'm more. There are two places that are extremely good. One you might remember. It's over here in Sling County still. Is Larry's Pizza.
Oh yeah, we got one here.
Mm-hmm. Is there one in Cabot? Conway. I mean, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know that. So yeah, Larry's Pizza would be one.
Okay.
And the other one, I have to throw two out there. One has to be Italian. The other one's going to be Mexican. Okay. There is a. It's over there in Jacksonville, the Main Street exit in Jacksonville. It's that yellow building as soon as you get off the interstate, right there behind the gas station.
It's been a while since I've been in Jacksonville. I know what area you're talking about, but it's been a while.
Yeah, they have it all you can eat Mexican.
Ooh.
And we're supposed to actually go there Sunday before Dakota and them ship out.
Okay.
And you can get, oh my God, I eat till I'm sick. I get there, oh my God, it's so good.
Okay.
So yeah, it would be. It's that place, and then Larry's Pizza. And I love Larry's Pizza. I can sit there and eat.
Well, we used to like Larry's Pizza, but we have the Hideaway now. That we have a Hideaway pizza over here now, and it's really that's one of my favorite pizza places.
I think there's one in North Little Rock.
There is, yep, right by McCain. Yep, the McCain.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's where all one was at.
Yep, we got one. Cool. All right. So, are you a cereal kind of guy? And if you are, what's your favorite type of cereal?
Lucky Charms.
Good choice. That's always a good choice.
Marshmallows.
Have you had? They have a Fruit Loops and marshmallow kind of thing, like a mixed together. Have you had that yet?
Didn't like it.
Okay.
I'll tell you the one you don't want to try is the Fruit Loops. It was awful.
I haven't seen it. No.
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
Okay, good. All right. So another one is one of your favorite movies. Like, what is a movie that if you're flipping through the channels and you see it at the beginning, the middle, the end, doesn't matter. It's just one of those movies that sticks with you throughout life. I know there's a lot of movie goods there, but what's one of your favorite movies that you can think of that you can always watch?
Regardless of where I start at is going to be Captain America: First Avenger.
Oh, the first one. Okay.
Because I love history stuff. So regardless of that, because it's in World War II, I just find that whole movie. I mean, my personal opinion, until Endgame came out, I think that Captain America: First Avenger is the best one they ever made. That's my opinion.
Really? Okay.
I know a lot of people want to say different. People want to say Black Panther. People want to say Guardians of the Galaxy.
Winter Soldier. I think most people would say Winter Soldier. Actually, to be Captain America was one of the better ones.
It's good, but I just think the whole origin story behind Captain America was a better film.
Okay.
That's me personally. No, but, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, that is so true. I mean, hey, I'm not hating on it. It's a good one. I mean, I'm not gonna lie about that. It's a really. I mean, I don't really. There's not really a terrible Marvel movie that I can think of. A lot of people want to say, Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 3. And I can actually sit there and watch them. They're not that bad.
No, they're not.
But
I will tell you this, though. The one movie my wife will watch, regardless of where it is, and I can't stand it because I'm burned down on it, is Suicide Squad.
Oh, really?
She likes Harley Quinn.
Okay. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it was not... It got a lot of hate and everything. It just I can watch it. It's it's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's not the best. That DC,
exactly.
There's a lot of good. I mean, the last two DC, Aquaman was really good, and there's not the Superman, but
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman was good, but the last Shazam was really good.
Shazam was good. I have not seen Aquaman yet.
Ooh, it's good.
But I think of all the DC movies that have come out in the last few years, I honestly think Wonder Woman was the best.
I could agree with that. I'm ready for Wonder Woman too.
I know, based in the '80s.
I know. I
gotta love it. Wonder what kind of homages they're going to show from the '80s in that movie.
That's going to be awesome. Okay, another one for the last one is: do you go to a lot of concerts? And if you do, what was your first concert you ever went to?
My first concert, I could tell you this, it was Bon Jovi.
Oh, really? Okay, nice.
Me and my sister went. She took me. I was a young teenager. She was pregnant with my nephew. So, gosh, I was probably 14, 15, somewhere around there. That was Bon Jovi, and we were over at Barton Coliseum over on Roosevelt.
Okay.
We went to go see them.
Was Skid Row with them at that time? Do you remember who was opening?
No, it was Extreme.
Oh, okay, nice.
Extreme. I still have that CD of Extreme.
Oh, yeah, I remember that Bon Jovi and Skid Row went out, and I want to say the late '80s, 88, 89-ish, around that time. I think maybe '90 also. But I know they went on tour together and everything. And I never got to see that.
This here, I think, was the early, let's see, 94-ish maybe was.
Oh, okay.
92, so yeah, anywhere from 92 to 94, whatever year Keep the Faith album came out, that's the tour they were on, was Keep the Faith.
Okay, yeah, there's a little later. Okay, cool. Very nice. Good answer. All right. So, if you had to stop collecting right now, would you be satisfied with your collection? And if you started over again, would you collect a different way than what you do now?
If I had to stop, would I be satisfied?
Yeah, like you couldn't collect anything else, would you be happy with your collection right now?
No, I would want more.
Okay. Well, most people say that.
I would want more, but there's more coming out than I want, especially Transformers. What was the other question now?
If you started over, would you collect a different way than what you do now? Like, would you collect, different things, or would you collect more things? Something like that.
I would collect differently. I would purchase differently.
Okay.
Because, I sold a bunch of stuff a couple of years ago. It was pretty much all my Combiner Wars. And I wanted to get those back. And going back and buying them secondhand was a lot cheaper versus buying them brand new. Because some people, they want to unload their stuff, and so they're selling it dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So maybe in some aspects I would wait to collect certain things until, like, I don't want to I hate to say, I would kind of be like the guy that'd say, I'll wait till it hits Ross. I've never been that person, but I kind of think that way. But some of the stuff I kind of won't wait. Now, maybe if the prices keep going up the way they are and we're getting less quantity on our product, then yeah, I might have to sit there and say, you know what? Either I'm going to stop collecting this line, I'm going to be picking and choosing, or I'm just wait till someone else is tired of it and they let it go for a steal of a deal. Because the prices have gotten kind of, my opinion, outrageous on Transformers, and you go up in prices, but the quality of the toy is, you're paying leader class prices for literally a Voyager size toy. And I don't think it's right.
About Siege, like the.
Oh, absolutely. It started in Siege. If you go back to Titans and the Combiner Wars, and was it Titans, Combiner, and what was the other? Power of the Primes. All those were within the scales we've been collecting. But then, I go and buy Studio Series Jetfire. He's bigger than my Shockwave, and they're the same price.
Yeah.
Megatron, Leader Megatron from Studio Series, he's bigger than Ultra Magnus. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what to expect anymore. But that's something I would definitely consider as kind of laid back on my, you know what? Maybe I'll wait and see if someone sells it a couple months down the road for $30 or $40, and then I'll pick it up.
Gotcha. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, man. You gotta save some money, man. Okay. So do you think that you'll ever stop collecting?
One day I'll have to, probably, yeah. Well, I'm sure I probably will cut back on the way or how much I collect.
Okay, yeah.
Eventually, I would have to probably stop collecting. Okay. We'll get to that age. I'm already 40, so
Oh, yeah, I know. It's just,
so I figure by the time I'm 65, 70, I'll stop.
We still got 25 years.
I'm gonna wait for Transformers 50. You know what? I'm done.
You know what? And I would love, like you said, if Transformers are still around when I'm 60, man, that's gonna be awesome. That will be a milestone, for a toy company to be like that. Because I could see Star Wars being around for that long. And Transformers, I really hope I think it has a strong following. As long as we get other, the kids, the different generations to, like this stuff. Once we start getting to where the younger generations don't care for it, then it might be in trouble. So I would love for Transformers to be around when I'm 60 or 65. I think it'd be pretty cool.
It's kind of like when they do the you said this generation. It's like all they worry about putting out is a whole bunch of Bumblebee toys. That's a
To the
kid.
point.
Make a Bumblebee.
Yeah, well, to the point because he's a big seller, him and Prime. But
Oh yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
it's been a while since we've seen a Bumblebee. I mean, you know, Sage has not put out anything for Bumblebee. We're getting some Studio Series Bs and stuff and everything, but that's just the movie. But since I think RID was the last time we got a Prime. Was the last RID was and everything. And, you know, so they might be cutting back a little bit, but I wouldn't mind seeing a Siege, a Bumblebee in Siege line. I think it'd be pretty cool to see a kind of a Cybertronian kind of what he would be and everything. I think it'd be pretty cool.
It's kind of like they. That's usually the first thing they put out, the Bumblebee, and we're talking Wave 4, and there's not even the Bumblebee announced yet.
That's true, yeah. But I would love to, you know, the Moss Toys did one. They did the third-party company, Moss Toys did the little flyer whatever thing for Bumblebee. So we have that one. All right, cool. So if you owned a third-party company, you owned it and everything, what would be your first release, and what scale would it be in?
Goodness. Well, for starters, people who do know me know I'm not a fan of third-party companies at all. Okay. But if I owned a third-party company, it would definitely, I can't think of a character right off the top of my head, but I know it would totally be something that no one has done yet. Because when you look at third-party companies, let's just call a spade a spade. They all do Devastator. They all do all the combiners, all the Dinobots. They've done Springers. It's like I want to stand out. I want to be someone who's doing something that no one saw coming. Someone completely out of left field. I mean, it would have to be, man, who would I do? I mean,
I think a punch counter punch or the runabout and run amok would be good.
Yeah, that'd be something. I could see that. I would do that. I mean, you got to think outside the box, because if you're kind of a third party company, you're like, oh, hey, they're doing Springer. I want to do a Springer, but of course, there's 5 other companies doing Springer.
That's true. That's why you would have to do. You know, you would. I think starting off like you couldn't do a Prime. You couldn't do a like you said a Springer or something like that. Maybe, like I said, punch. Maybe a double dealer. Something. Some of the later lines. Maybe some Pretenders would be good. I would love to see.
Pretenders would be awesome.
Yeah, I would love to see some Pretenders. I would love to see that.
You got to be original. Don't follow the goose. Be yourself. I mean, don't follow the duck. Be a goose.
Exactly.
Because you want to stand out. You want people to come to you and buy your product. Don't make what everybody else has already made.
That's true. That's true. And Al-Kato said Alpha Trion. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, trying to think, has anyone really done an Alpha Trion? I have an actual third-party Alpha Trion.
Titan Returns did. Was that? I think they did Alpha Trion when it was a lion. Titan Returns did the lion kind of thing.
Lion ship, I think. It was a triple changer.
Wasn't he Alpha Trion, I think?
Yeah, that was an Alpha Trizer or something like that. Okay. And then there was a third-party company. I can't remember it.
But they did a statue, or not a statue, but like a PVC kind of guy, I think, was it?
I think it transforms. It came in a box that looked like a G1 box with the window in the front. I have to dig it out or send you a picture of it. I can't remember the name of it.
I know a third-party company did a PVC one of it. That one from the BotCon set. Yeah, there was an Alpha Trion in the BotCon set from 07.
I got that one, and then I got the one from Titan's Return, and this other one I have up in the living room in my case. I'll have to send you a picture of it. Maybe you'll know, and then I'll have to find the box out in the garage, the other boxes, and see who the company was. But it's actually pretty cool. It transforms into, was it a ship? I think I can't remember what he transformed into.
Okay. That's cool.
I never transformed it.
I know there was someone made a PVC action figure of it, like an Action Master kind of thing, but I don't know if it's any good. So I can tell the way you display your collection. I've been into your place and everything. It's been a while since I've been there. So how do you display? I see you got a nice glass case back there. Is it mainly you turned your garage into a collection room, correct?
Yeah, actually, when I bought this house, this room was already turned into like another room already.
Yeah,
and the only thing I did was I put a wall and a door up here to keep it, because it climate control basically is what I did. The reason for that. But I am I can't stand dust. I just I can't stand it. So this case here behind me that's lit up. Remember Blue Suede shoes
Mm.
in Bryant?
If I saw him, I don't remember. I don't remember.
It was an antique and flea market. Well, they were selling these cases, and they're
Okay.
I think they're 6 or 8 feet long, 6 feet long, and they were selling them for $200 a piece.
Okay,
So I ended up getting 2 of them. So I have one over there, I have one right here, and then the case directly behind me with no light was the first case I ever bought.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have another case over here, and this case is really funny. I bought it from one of those smoke shops, the vapor shops.
Yeah, the vape shops, yeah.
They were selling it over in West Little Rock for $20.
Oh, nice.
It had a light in it. All I had to do was just scrub the heck out of it because it had all that vapor smell in it.
Yeah,
I mean, on all the fumes in it. But I mean, it's cleaned out really well. And so, yeah, I have trophy cases is all I have now.
Okay.
And I have stuff displayed in them. And so do they get dusty inside? Yes, but not as bad as they would if they were on shelves and get caked in dust.
Yeah.
A lot of my box stuff stays on others. It's like there's not one piece of wall in this room that doesn't have something on it now.
That's good.
I mean, when I first started, it was like a little corner, and that was it. I mean, I have shelves. I mean, it is completely full of all kinds of stuff. So
I'll have to come back and see it when you come up to LRCC. I'll have to come back.
So I mean, boxes stay on the shelves. Loose figures, BotCon, JoeCon, retail stuff I open up goes into the case, to where it's all hopefully dust free to a certain degree.
Gotcha. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. So, if someone gave you $1,000, would you be the responsible and pay bills with it, or would you buy toys?
50-50. Half bills, half toys.
Okay. Very nice.
My wife would say bills.
Oh yeah, she did. I can hear in the background. Bills. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. So, do you? Let's see. So do you like cookies? And if you do, or do you like soft or hard cookies, or crunchy or soft cookies?
Chips Ahoy.
Chips Ahoy. So crunchy. Good. Very good choice. Very good. I like. Most people say Oreos a lot. I love Oreos too. So, but Chips Ahoy is really good cookie. This is a good one. So, how do you say caramel? Do you say caramel or do you say caramel?
Caramel.
Nice. Good job, man. Everybody I talk to says caramel. My wife says caramel. I was like, why do you say caramel?
It's caramel.
It is. It is. Okay. Very nice. Man, I think you're the first person I've asked that said caramel. So I don't know. I always call it caramel, but I heard her one night say caramel. She was ordering some kind of cheesecake and had a caramel on it. And I said, why do you call it caramel? I was like, it's caramel. She's like, I don't know. I just said caramel. So I was like, that might be a good question to ask anybody. So very nice. So let me ask you about the so-called fandom. Okay, so you are on Facebook and everything and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the fandom right now as being toxic, or do you just don't even pay attention to it? Do you even care? What do you think of the fandom as a whole right now?
That's a good question. I know a lot of them. Man, it depends on the. I guess it really depends on which fandom. I mean, Transformers. Heaven forbid if you do something wrong, they will crucify you till the day you die.
Mm-hmm.
GI.Joe is pretty laid back to a degree, but they can still be a little, if they don't like what you did, they'll call you out on it, and then they'll try to brand you as a scalper or whatever the case may be, I don't think it matters what fandom it is anymore. I mean, it can be Marvel Legends. It can be Black Series. I mean, any of these fandoms, if they don't agree with what you do, then, there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there.
Oh, yeah.
Is what there is. And, I know me personally, there was an incident with a GI.Joe guy that just thinks his stuff doesn't stink, and I called him out on it, and then he blocked me and blocked me off his Facebook group and all this other stuff. And I called him out, told him I'm going to be in Augusta, Georgia in a couple of weeks. I said, come down there and say it to my face.
Yeah, they usually don't do it. They usually don't come and talk to you or anything.
Well, he actually was going to come, and he even asked the promoter to have enforce more security because he had so many, not just me, but he had so many other people who were threatening to whoop up on him because of what he's been doing.
Oh.
He's been listed as a known scammer now.
Okay.
And so the promoter was like, okay, yeah, I'll get you more. I'll have extra security. And then he came back and said, oh, you know what? I'm not coming now.
Yeah, that's what they usually do. So
that's a lot of talkers. A lot of talkers in the community. It's whether they back it up is a different story.
That is true. That is true. And that's just life, not even in community. That's just any community, sports community. Like if you love sports and everything, there's a lot of people like that and everything. So, so I'm out of questions. I have one more. I'm sorry, I say I'm out, but I have one more. If anybody's got a question for Mike, ask him and everything, or type it in, and I'll definitely ask him. So my last question is where do you see, let's just say, Angry Mike in 5 years? Where do you see your podcasting, stuff in 5 years from now?
Hopefully still doing this just for fun, I'm not for sure, where. I mean, eventually I might run out of stuff to talk about, or I might just not have time to do it anymore. But I would hope I'm still, doing podcasts and doing other things, in the community, going to some conventions if possible. It's like this week, 2 weeks I'll be going to Peach RoboCon up there in Kentucky or Cincinnati or whatever it is.
Yeah, outside of Cincinnati, I think it's in Kentucky, but it's outside of. Yeah.
It's like literally like right across the river.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I mean, hopefully it's still doing that kind of stuff.
Okay, very cool. Very nice. 2 people, you got 2 subs already, so that's cool. That's yay. Mike is going to be the GI.Joe version of Alex Jones. Dalton is talking smack to you as always. So
I'll take care of Dalton.
Yeah, everybody will. I think everybody's going to take care of Dalton. Anyway.
Yeah, Dalton don't know what's going to happen. He'll come PeakCon. That's all I got to say.
Oh, is he going to PeakCon too?
Yeah. That's why you need to go, man. There's so many.
I wish I could, man, but I just can't. When is it? It's
2 weeks. 2 weeks from today. Me and Dakota are leaving the Thursday before. He's coming by picking me up. We're going to head on up there.
Huh? Where y'all staying at? I can talk to my wife, see if I can go, but I doubt it. But we'll see.
We're staying out there at the hotel, the Marriott that they're in.
Man, that's gonna be a stinky hotel room, man.
Oh, man. Sausage fest.
Who's all staying? Is it just you?
Actually, Adrian here locally, he's going.
Okay, yeah, I know you.
Adrian's going, and Jordan from Fort Smith, he's going.
Oh man.
Me and Dakota are staying. We're all 4 of us are staying in a room with Dalton, and Joe is staying with us.
Golly, that's gonna be a lot of stinky fatties.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have room, man. Where am I gonna sleep at, man?
Me and Dakota are gonna hug it out, and we said maybe we'll let Dalton sleep in the middle of us, but he might like that too much.
That's true. He can sleep in the bathtub if he wants. That'd be good.
Yeah,
but I'll see. I don't know if I can or not, but we'll see. Then you got your Little Rock Comic Con at the end of June, correct?
Yeah, 4 weeks from today is our next show.
I'll definitely be there. It's cool. But anyways, well, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for coming on. Like I said, I apologize. I thought I had you on a long time ago, but I did not. But I thank you so much for coming on, taking out time of your busy schedule to come on my little show. I really appreciate it.
That's okay. My shows are even little. I mean,
that's fine. Hey, you got to start somewhere, man. So tell everybody where they can reach out to you. I put your website in my description. Tell everybody where they can reach you at on all the platforms, all that stuff.
Pretty much, you can find me everywhere now as Angry Mike. On YouTube, it's Angry Mike. I would definitely like some of y'all to go over there and sub and subscribe to my channel as well. We do here in about 12 minutes. I'll be starting up my show. Just in our GI.Joe show, we'll have on Fred will be with us, and Bobby Valla, the former senior toy designer from Hasbro, will be on with us, who's actually making his own toy line called Valaverse.
Okay.
And then, we also do Angry Mike show, and then Galactic Gumbo will be next Friday. We'll have on Kevin. Oh man, Kevin Shire, I think is his last name. He's actually doing an Indigo Kickstarter project. I wish I'd known what the name of it was off the top of my head. Hold on one second. Hold on.
That's fine.
Brian Shear, his book is he's doing an Indigo book right now. He started a few days ago, and it is already, his goal was like 8,500. Mm-hmm. He's fixing to hit 15,000.
Wow.
Yeah, he hit his goal in 9 hours.
Well, that's awesome.
And when his goal hits 15,000, Alex Mann will actually be doing a variant cover for that book.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's a kind of a not Transformers, but a talking robot comic. So hopefully people can check that out. I think it's a really good deal. But there's still 20-something days left to go on that Indigo project.
Very nice. Cool. Well, we got a lot of stuff going on, man, and everything. And once again, thank you so much. And I want to thank everybody that came in and watched everything. Go down there and hit that like button. It helps the channel out a lot. And if you're new, go down there, sub. But I think that most people that watch it are sub to me anyways. But I don't know. Just go out there and tell other people to sub and everything. I'm trying to get to 2,000 and all that good stuff. So once again, I thank y'all very much. And as always, I guess I'll see you on the next around 30 minutes. And as always, Hell Hasbro, and good night, folks. Yay.
Yay.